How you doing tonight, Pop?
I'm doing good. Cut grass this morning, so I'm a little tired.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't have been able to do that here. It's been raining for. It stopped this evening, but it's been raining pretty much for 24 hours. Uh, but we need it, so not bad, not bad. Let's see. We got battery. Braves picked up Virginia player yesterday in the first round.
Yeah, he was the right. I believe he was that right fielder that they
With
had.
the cannon.
Yeah, had the can. He can hit too.
Yeah.
I watched the first round.
I think if it's the left fielder was the one. This was his first year of playing a complete season of organized baseball. Um, but he has 2 more years left. The right fielder is the dude that has the cannon. Uh, but yeah,
I believe that's who the Braves got.
yeah. Gave the video lock. Thank you, Hodges, Gracia. Well, thank you too, Battery. I'm assuming that's his last name.
It's Garcia.
It. Um. Yeah. So I actually forgot to draft, and yesterday I think was the futures game as well. What's up, Jeff? How you
I
doing?
saw some of that too.
Some guys at work were like, "What was going on?" I know the guy. I think the guy from here in Greensboro, a pitcher, was in it. Uh, Hernandez, I think is his last name. He's one of the top pitching.
The American League won 6-1, and the most valuable player was a Canadian kid. Plays for Tampa Bay. He's a catcher. Let's see. I got his name down here somewhere. I wrote it down here somewhere. Nathan Freewelling. That's a definite British name,
Yeah.
from Canada, and he was the MVP. He was the only one to hit a home run.
Okay, yeah, because I worked and then I was quite busy in the evening, so.
Well, I watched some of that, and I watched the draft. I watched this week. I'm not a big soccer fan, but I watched some of the World Cup because some of these games are pretty good. And I watched the women in Wimbledon Saturday morning and caught the end of the men after I got home from church yesterday. But and that was the women's tennis was excellent. And then I saw the WNBA some, and then watched a lot of baseball.
Yeah, so it was.
I got my chores done, which is pretty good.
Yeah, so the player in the first round, ninth overall, was AJ Gracia.
Yeah.
Outfielder, round 1, ninth overall. Eric Becker went in the second round to Cincinnati, shortstop. And Kyle Johnson, pitcher outfielder, went to Tampa Bay Rays. Joe Tiroli went to San Diego in the 7th round. In the 14th was Tyler Kappa, a pitcher, Miami Marlins. So we had 5 guys get drafted. So pretty cool. Yeah. That was the guy I'm thinking of. I think he's the one. I think he's the one that only played like 1 year. I think he was a wide receiver at Duke.
Well, he followed the Duke coach to Virginia.
Yeah, I know that. And the coach saw him and asked him to play, and he asked him if he played any baseball. He said, yeah. But I think he was a wide receiver to start with on the football team. So it's just interesting to hear those stories. He's a good ball player. He's raw, and first rounder can strike.
Well, I will say the first round of the draft this year they didn't emphasize pitching. Most of them went for hitters. They went for contact guys who hit for high average, and most of them were college kids. Because the college kids now are like A-ball. So
yeah, what the plan is, I think, in the future is to get rid of some of that lower tier minor leagues and use the colleges.
Yeah,
and independent and win back.
They're not going to draft high school kids. So
yeah, they can't.
But anyway, I watch. I always enjoy the draft. I sit there and watch it. I don't watch after the first round because I was other games on and I watched part of the Scottish Open too. So
Right. Yeah, I was upset. I forgot about the WNBA game. Caitlin and Asia Wilson was back, and they played against each other in the first game
they
back.
played. Yeah, the game started at 9 o'clock last night.
Yeah, out in Vegas. So,
And Caitlin Clark, she was limited because of minutes because of her
right.
back. Asia Wilson is still the best player in the league, but that Washington, the Indiana team, they shot 56% from the floor, 52% from 3-point.
Yeah, well, they pissed off Sophie Cunningham. Don't piss off Sophie Cunningham.
Well,
she made them pay.
She was nailing 3-pointers all over the place.
Yeah, it's a sign to see how many drafted players never reach AAA, let alone MO. Yeah, and I mean, because they plateau, and a lot of them plateau out early, and it. And also,
well, it's tougher. Sometimes it's tougher in baseball to project what a young man's going to do down the road
right.
than it is in basketball and football. But if you go back and look at basketball and football, a lot of those drafted players don't make it either.
Yeah, because they plateau too. It's all the same. But in baseball, it's about how much you're willing to put into it. It's repetition, and I can talk to this first-handedly. If you're better than everybody else, and then all of a sudden you're not, it's hard to catch up because you don't know how to prepare to get better or practice to get better. These guys, they're so much better than everybody else. And even when they go to college, they're so much better than everybody else. Then they get into the minors, and they're people from all over the world. You're just another guy. You're not the guy.
Yeah, you can be the best. You can be the best player on your college team, and once you get into professional baseball, you're no longer the best player on the team, unless you're a Bryce Harper or something like that.
Right, and I mean, yeah, they're going to be standouts, of course, but it's all about the work ethic and everything. A lot of times in baseball, and sometimes you don't want the grind of minor league baseball. Minor league baseball is a grind. You hear about it all the time. They're trying to do it better for them, but it's still a grind. It's
they're proposing a pay raise for all the minor leaguers.
Right. Too. I really think the minor league ballpark should have some type of dorm facility. I mean, how many players? 25 players. Does it really need to be that big or that great to have a dorm facility at these minor league ballparks for the players? I mean, two people or 4 people to share in a dorm style room. I don't see where in a lot of minor league ballparks or near colleges you can rent out a dorm for I think they could do better by these players and have meals for them where they don't have to eat peanut butter sandwiches and eat bologna. The only real meal they get now they get a meal at the stadium a lot of times. I've been seeing a lot of that, but they got to do better about these. They want them to get better. You gotta feed the engine, right? So, and a lot of players just get tired of it and want out. But yeah, that's a good point, Battery. Carlisle wrote a book. Everybody, it's in my library, Carlisle Rude, and check it out. About Braves 50 players to collect and 50 more players. It's very interesting to look at. It's a very good book, well put together. So I will shout you out as much as I can, Carlisle. But anyway, we got the All-Star break. It always, causes controversy and everything else. Everybody that works like, you're going to watch. I will watch the introductions and had to be about it.
I might see the home run derby's going on right now.
Yeah, so I don't
start at 7 o'clock. And
I'd rather go play home run derby on my PlayStation myself.
Yeah, but that's on now, and then the game tomorrow night probably start about 8:20 and
right.
Fox. And I might watch an inning or two, but usually pitching dominates that game. So it's
Well, they get a new pitcher every inning. I mean, nobody wants their pitch count to go up at the All-Star game. You know,
Well,
nobody wants to add more pitches.
yeah, not only that, but I wrote it down here. Jacob Mizrachi of Milwaukee, Max Meyer of the Miami Marlins, and Paul Skeens of Pittsburgh. They can't pitch tonight because they pitched yesterday.
Tomorrow night, yeah. I
Then
mean,
there's some of them. There are some, like I think Schlittler and that they pitched Saturday.
oh,
So they-
really?
so they-
Netflix only for the Derby. Wow.
Oh, okay. Well, then I couldn't watch it anyway.
I mean, I can, but that's kind of poo-poo, really. I mean,
Well, there you go, son. It's the way of the world.
Yeah, I mean,
All
Netflix
this
pays
stuff's
for it
streamed.
upfront.
All this stuff's going to be streamed. They make too much money off of it. All this stuff's going to be streamed.
Battery, you can't explain when it comes to these things. He's probably top 3 outfielders in the National League. I'm trying to think of 2 better than him right now, fielding wise. You know, I don't. Brandon Marsh, is he starting? I haven't looked at the lineup. I'm so not interested. I'm never interested in All-Star game. It does nothing. I just like to see you call out. I like to see all the uniforms on the baseline like we talked about last week. And then I'm done for the night.
The other thing is too, and this has been since they started the All-Star game. No matter who votes for the team, you only have so many players from each team on the All-Star team. Each team in the league has to be represented by 1 player.
Right.
So even if Michael Harris might have been knocked out by some guy, Joe Blow from Kokomo, that played for the Colorado Rockies. So because you don't know, because I mean he had to be picked. They had to pick someone.
So I just got to interrupt here. When I use Joe Blow from Kokomo, now y'all know why I use that on the rest of my channel.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's
I get it honestly.
it's a thing that went all the way back to World War II,
Yeah.
which I was born right after.
Right.
So, but anyway, we had Kansas City playing the Mets last Tuesday, and the right fielder for Kansas City, and I didn't write his name down because I'm an idiot. He had went 12 straight at bats with a hit.
Yeah, I saw that. Who was that?
He was a right fielder, but I didn't write it down. And then when Pittsburgh was playing Atlanta, Ryan O'Hearn of Pittsburgh had 10 RBIs by the 5th inning in one of their games.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Caglione. Jack Caglione.
No, he plays for Tampa.
No, he's a Kansas City.
Oh,
maybe it's not. Hold on.
yeah, Caglione. You're right. He's from Kansas City. Yep.
Yeah, and Lane Thomas also, but highly regarded rookie. What'd you say? 12 straight hits.
He had 12 straight hits. And Pittsburgh, they had Ryan O'Hearn had 10 RBIs by the 5th inning in a game. He was the 11th player to do that. Justin Verlander announced his retirement at the end of the year, and maybe he'll take Max Scherzer with him. Pittsburgh got a bad.
I bet you will.
Pittsburgh got a bad break. Connor Griffin, the All-American, All-World shortstop, is on the IL for 8 to 10 weeks. He has a torn tendon in one of his fingers. He was diving into the bag, or diving for a bait. He's either diving for a ground ball or diving into the bag, and he tore a tendon in his finger. The Cubs, Pete Crow Armstrong, he's the 3rd Cub in history to have 20 home runs and 20 stolen bases in back-to-back years.
So it was Tyler Tolbert, which is a utility player for them, that had the 12 straight hits.
Yeah, he was playing right field that night.
Yeah, he was playing right field that night. Mr. AI was saying, the player you're thinking about. All right.
That's pretty amazing. I mean, 12 straight hits. I played slow pitch softball for almost 20 years, and I never got 12 straight hits.
Someone has had 2 in the park home
I
runs
got
already.
that. Yeah, I've got that. Yeah, that was. Let me see who that was. Well,
Was it
first of all,
Graham?
Aaron Judge is having his rib re-imaged during the All-Star break, and the general manager said that they probably will see something, so he's going to be out for a while longer. Shohei Ohtani is going to miss the All-Star game because he's having a problem with a knee, so Schwarber's taking his place. Let's see.
With Judge, New York, they're ready to. I've been seeing stuff. I got some friends that are New York fans, and they show stuff. They are just ready to fire everybody, trade everybody, and everything else. And I'm like, my God, they're going to make the playoffs. Get mad then.
Look, once Judge comes back and they get Rodon into the pitching rotation, people talk about their bullpen. Their bullpen is number 2 in all of baseball in ERA. They're not scoring.
Right.
And they strike out a lot. So they're going to be fine.
Talked about before, right?
They just beat the Nationals 3 in a row. Now, the sad part of this is the Nationals were leading 2 games in the 9th inning and 1 in the 8th, and their bullpen, the crappy bullpen, lost all 3 games because they have no bullpen, no closer. They should have beat the Yankees 3 times. Anyway, I had it written down here somewhere. That young man, he had
this Acuna injury.
Jake McCarthy of this was on Sunday. Jake McCarthy of the Colorado Rockies led off the game against San Francisco with an inside the park home run. It was the 2nd time this year he's done it.
And you know who Jake McCarthy played college baseball for?
University of Virginia.
UVA. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was on the World Series championship team.
The last time that was accomplished was by Ed Roush in 1929.
There you go. There, Battery says the Acuna injury is really dragging out. I bet it is for you Braves fans. I mean, and also for fans of baseball. You want to see the best players. I hate the fact that that they're out, that Judge and all that.
Let's see, this is a pattern. There are some players. There are some players that are injury prone.
Mm-hmm.
And when Acuna was he's one of the best players in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But after he had that first injury, it's been one right after the other.
Right.
And he just can't stay healthy. So,
right.
I mean, it's not a shock. He just can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
He's not the only one like that.
Yeah.
We talked about the futures game. Let's see. The home run derby tonight, if you're interested, it's Cameron.
I did in high school too. I wore 13. I took it.
Wore 13.
Wore proud.
I wore number 9. Let's see. The home run derby tonight, I didn't write down the young man from the White Sox. When I looked up the list, they didn't have him on the list, but he was added to the list later. Bryce Harper, Junior Caminero, Ben Rice, Jacques Caglione of Kansas City, and Boston's Wilson Contreras, and Jordan Walker of St. Louis, and the young man from that came from Japan playing for the White Sox.
Yeah. He's healthy now, yeah, or healthier.
Oh, and the other thing I'd like to point out too is the Dodgers lost 3 games to Arizona over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they're not invincible. He's resting a lot of people and stuff like that, but I picked the Phillies to go to the World Series this year and play the Yankees, and I'm an old Dodgers fan. Duke Snider was my favorite player when I was a kid, but I just want to see somebody different. I want to see somebody different in there. So anyway, the Phillies might do it. They're gaining. Oh, and I can't wait for the trade deadline.
Me too.
Because there might be only 2 teams trading. We'll get to that in a minute. In the standings,
one of them better be my team.
they're eligible. In the standings, the Tampa Bay Rays are 3 games up on the Yankees. So, I mean, the Yankee fans, calm down. You're 3 games back, and one your best player's hurt. He'll be back. Chicago and Cleveland are statistically tied in the Central Division, and Texas has a 1.5 game lead over the Seattle Chargers. The Atlanta Braves have a 2-game lead on Philadelphia. Milwaukee, a 5-game lead on the Cubs. Now, Milwaukee's lost a few games, and the Cubs are moving. They're rolling. The Dodgers, even though they lost 3 to Arizona, they still have an 11.5-game lead on Arizona and 12 on San Diego.
Yeah,
the rumor is that the Yankees are going to trade and get Miller from San Diego to be their closer.
I wonder what they're going to give up.
I have no idea.
You're going to probably have to come up with
probably a life-size picture of Mickey Mantle. But anyway, I was talking about the wild card situation. For some unknown reason, the Boston Red Sox decided to play baseball. They've won 9 games in a row. They're half a game out in the wild card. In the wild card, in the American League, the West Sacramento A's, the Kansas City Royals, and the Los Angeles Angels, Anaheim Angels, California Angels are the only ones out. Everybody else is within 3.5 games. Even Baltimore is within 3.5. Toronto, 3.5 games. I'm telling you, folks, these teams, all of them think they got a chance. In the National League, the only teams that are over 3 games out are Cincinnati, the New York Mets, San Francisco, and Colorado.
So
everybody else.
My man Jeff here says Scooble, or your man Jeff, I should say. Scooble came out the other day and said he wants the Tigers to add at the deadline, yet he won't sign it or negotiate an extension.
Well,
athletes don't make sense.
Yes, it makes sense. He wants his cake and eat it too. I mean, it's how it works.
Yeah. After June, it's gonna be crazy. It was crazy last year how they're doing it, and I wish they got rid of the divisions and just had 2 leagues. Divisions don't make sense anymore if everybody's gonna play everybody at basically the same amount of time. Just doesn't make sense, and I just feel like if they did that, it would make it even more crazier and more fun to watch. But
can I mention something about the All-Star game? Just
okay.
say so.
Yeah.
When they put the teams together, the starters play for an inning, about 2 innings, 3 innings, maybe 4, and then they take them out.
Well, it depends on if they can get through when they get through the order.
Well, and they take them out and so everybody can play.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they're the best players and you want to see the best players and you put the other guys into play and you get to the last 2 innings of the game, why don't they change the rule just for the All-Star game and let you put the starters back in?
Well, most of the starters are already shouting on them about it.
Well, that's okay, but I'm just
they're on flights trying to get that. Well, is the ESPYs Wednesday again this
Wednesday
year?
night.
Okay, they usually do
it.
They
got some 14-year-old guy emceeing it that I never heard of.
Oh, because I don't know all that. I don't watch much ESPN, but because they usually do it because it used to be the one day of the year that it was no sports, and now with the WNBA, and now with the summer league, whatever they play with NBA summer league that they're doing, that's picking up some steam.
Well, you've also got the women's softball league.
Yeah, that's almost coming to an end now.
And you've got the women's. You've also got the women's soccer league.
Yeah.
Professional soccer league. So you got a lot going on. I mean, you do have a lot going on. And I know this is a baseball show, but I've got to mention the World Cup. The United States got to the round of 16 for the second time. Second time they got to the round of 16, and both times they lost. Now, I was disappointed. Everybody I know was disappointed that watched it. But some people, especially in the media, act like it's the end of the world. The United States has never gotten, the men's team's never gotten past the round of 16. You ought to congratulate the accomplishment.
Well, and they're ranked 15th in the world. So, I mean, the math is just, there's 16 teams left. They're not going to make it much further.
It's maybe in 2030 they will. When they play 4 years from now, they will. But I'm just saying, you ought to, instead of ridiculing the team for not playing well or not being ready to play, and all, first of all, you ought to give Belgium or the Netherlands or whoever they were playing a little bit of credit. They were pretty good. They were pretty good. But I mean, I just give the kids some slack. I mean,
yeah, the top 4 seeds are in it. So pretty much everybody knew who was going to be.
They're by far the 4 best teams.
So here's the thing,
because too many people are bad mouthing those kids.
Well, I didn't even know it, and we brought up soccer. I didn't know it till this year. I was 54 years old when I learned this. We had 8 starters on our team that had dual citizenships that weren't from America, but they have dual citizenship, so they could play for America.
Right.
They couldn't make their home teams, so they played for us because they probably play MLS or whatever. France, nobody on our team is from France. They all have dual citizenship. I believe the majority are from African countries. From what I like, in Zimbabwe or whatever his name is. Those, I mean, that's just how soccer is. It's an
international sport.
But I made a thing about U.S. I say, well, I think that's pretty cool because we're supposed to be a land of immigrants. So to have that kind of shows we are a land of immigrants, right?
You know, the best player on the American team lived here for 15 minutes.
Right.
His mother and father were professors in England, and they came over here to do something at one of the schools in New York. And they stayed in New York for 6 months, 8 months. He was born. He was about 3 months old, and they left.
Yeah.
That's the only time he's been here. He grew up in England.
Yeah, Battery. That's the big boys in the soccer world are definitely his. And I've asked this question, and and I get the same answer, and I really don't believe it because soccer fields are packed everywhere I go. College soccer is huge. MLS is huge.
Look at the women, how many championships they've won.
Right. But why are we not better at soccer? Why is it not? We have the best facilities, the best nutrition, the best everything, and we're still 15th, and most of the players come from other countries. So, I can't explain it. I can't explain it.
I have a theory. Don't be surprised if the women's team has a fall off because of all the women's professional sports now.
That's true, Battery.
Now, the young men in the United States, they play baseball, football, basketball, golf, tennis. They play those sports first because that's where the money is. Then they can go to play soccer because only the best, the MLS doesn't pay but so much.
Yeah. Well, if you can go play on any overseas team, you're going to make some money.
Well, that's true. But
you don't even have to play in the Premier League.
A lot of the young kids, they played in high school, they played in rec ball, they played in high school, and then if they're good enough, they're going to play on another sport because that's where the money is. So that's one reason I think. And who knows? Maybe. Oh, and I did hear today that the FIFA is proposing that in 2030 they have 64 teams. Like March Madness. They're making so much money off of this.
I guess it's going to be 6 months because you can't play soccer every day. Like you can't play 2 games on a weekend in soccer. That'd be brutal.
So, yeah. Well, I mean, that's just what they said.
I don't know where they're at in 2030. I don't, but I mean, can you imagine? Yeah, that's true. Let's get back to baseball.
Real quick, we'll get back to baseball. We'll get back on baseball, and then we'll call it a week. Anyway, when we're talking about the wild cards, that means we've only got like the A's, KC, the Angels, Cincinnati, the Mets, San Francisco, and Colorado that might sell.
Right.
So there's teams that are trying to get the shortstop from Washington.
Oh, Abrams?
Now, if they can trade him and get a closer, that might be a good idea because Washington has no problem scoring runs.
Right.
They just can't hold the other team.
Yeah. But I mean, that's when it has to scores runs for you is Abrams.
They've blown 27 saves.
Yeah.
If they had won 14 of those games, they would be leading the National League East.
Right.
Yeah. But they don't have a closer.
Right.
And their bullpen stinks. So and I've been saying it for the 2 years we were doing this show. That's in today's baseball, the bullpen is the most important part of the team. If you do not have a bullpen, you're done because none of your starters are going over 6-7 innings.
Yeah,
that's
I
it.
mean, that's what Jeff said earlier about Skubal didn't even get over 6 innings. Good riddance. 6 innings now. 6 innings is the benchmark. It used to be 7. When I was a kid, it was 8. Now it went to 7. Now it's 6. If you can get to the 6th inning, your pitch, it's because they have to put so much into every pitch. They can't take batters off. They just can't put it up there and let a guy.
They don't pitch to contact like the old pitch.
Yeah, they don't pitch the contact. And, it's not missed on me. And, all those days where, oh, here we go with this guy. I can, teams used to look at lineups and go, who do we pitch around? Who is not going to see a bet? I mean, the year that Cubs just pitched around Harper and just frustrated him, they ruined him for the rest of that season. That's what teams used to do all the time. You saw Barry Bonds didn't see pitches.
Well, see, I was looking at the standings in that today, and I would think that if Tampa Bay, they would try to trade and get a bat to help Caminero in the middle of that lineup. They got 3 or 4 good hitters in the middle lineup, but Caminero is the power. And pretty soon they're just going to walk him. They'll just do a Barry Bonds and walk him. So they got to get that. I mean, you can see the Yankees, they need a little more bullpen help, not much. They could stand a catcher that could hit.
Which is surprising because Austin Wells, I thought, was you only need your catcher. If your catcher bats 240, 70 some.
Yeah, but their catchers are hitting 185.
Yeah, I know. That's the same problem the Padres have. So,
the Padres is hitting 185.
What's
not
that?
Just the catcher.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, that's been there.
Machado just heated up just now. This in the last 2 weeks, he started heating up. He was hitting 187, and now he's hitting home runs and everything else.
Right.
And the right fielder hadn't done it yet. He's only hit 1 or 2 home runs. So, but who knows? San Diego, I doubt very seriously they're going to sell. They might be buyers because they always are.
Yeah, yeah.
But the problem with that is that team hadn't been bought yet.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch. Let's see. Trade deadline is Monday, August 3rd. So it's really late this year. Monday, August 3rd is the trade deadline.
Yes. That's when a lot of the NFL teams are going to camp.
So when I'm on vacation, I'll be right in the middle of all the craziness going on. Yeah, the NFL be that Friday after that is, I think, the Hall of Fame game, right?
Yeah. So,
all right, there. Let's. Do you got anything to end it tonight?
No, I just it's going to be this week's going to be. They don't play again till Friday, so.
Yeah. In which the guys even in the All-Star need a break too. So, it's going to be interesting to watch. The trading is going to be, I think, more interesting than the games itself here going into the end of July here. So be interesting to watch. And we'll be watching and seeing what some of the word is, and maybe we'll talk a little bit about that and start kicking off theoretically the second half of the season, even though they've already started the second half of the season. but we'll talk more about that next week. So until then, like, share, tell a friend, subscribe if you haven't. And until next time, we will see ya. Hashtag watch the games.
When they start playing again.
That's right.